You're listening to Comic Reflections, episode 178. I'm your host, Nicholas Prom.
And I'm Jeff Barnhart, Princess of Mars.
Comic Reflections is brought to you by Rhymes with Geek. You can check out our show, plus many other cool podcasts like the all-new Anti-Fanboy, Super Podcasto Magnifico, and Ultimate Facepalm at rhymeswithgeek.com. Comic Reflections is also available at backissueheroes.com, the home of classic comics on the web. And if you enjoy our show, please subscribe to us on either iTunes or Stitcher.
Okay.
All right, so I think we're going to open this show with an issue of the World of Krypton. And this is the third and last issue in this limited series. It was originally planned as a Treasury edition.
Mm-hmm.
But DC, I think this is 1979 or so, they discontinued making those, and there were a couple of those Treasury editions that were commissioned and the work done, and they're like, oh, well, let's rework this and other things. And thus the limited series was born. This is the first of its kind. And so they split that one Treasury edition into 3 issues of a limited series. I think. There was also a Justice League Treasury that was planned at the time that of original material also that was ended up being split up into 3 issues of the Justice League.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So anyway, this is the third issue of World of Krypton, and it was the story is called The Last Days of Krypton, written by Paul Kupperberg. With art by Howard Chaykin and inked by Frank Chiaramonte. Howard Chaykin on pencils, I should say. And it was really, I didn't even recognize it as his Chaykin's work. I'm more familiar with him as he kind of got on in his career. It's very distinct. So he's still kind of honing his craft at this point. So, but still pretty cool. So really, this focuses on Jor-El, the father of Superman.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. So we have the origin story again, and I think I've seen the origin story of Superman at least 20 times, maybe 50.
Sure.
And just over and over and over again. Twice in the movies.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. It's probably the most famous origin story of all time.
Yeah.
That and Batman, and that's been done a lot too.
Yeah.
I don't know why that's necessary to do it so often. I mean,
I think Superman's origin is one that I don't get tired of. You know what I mean? And I always liked in the Silver Age when they tell imaginary stories or different stories that kind of like added layers to what was going on. There's lots of things that happen around the destruction of Krypton, and it's interesting.
Yeah. All right. Jor-El is he's giving a speech against a criminal.
It's hang on, is it Cruel or is it?
No, it's not Cruel.
It's
Jaxer.
Oh yeah, that's right, Jaxer. And he's being sentenced to a stretch in the Phantom Zone.
I think he's going to be there forever.
Oh, okay.
And so now, then he gets into the argument about they're going to, because the colony had a problem and Jaxer caused trouble, they're going to ban spaceflight. And Jor-El thinks that Krypton's going to come to an end, so we need spaceflight to get the hell out.
Yeah.
So they
the Science Council don't want to listen to him.
Mm-hmm.
And I enjoyed this, but there's a lot of like unnecessary jargon and terminology that really bogs it down.
Yeah, they got different names for this and that, and
it's just really simple things that you could just do without, dispense with, and just get on with it.
For crying out loud, we know it's in Kryptonese. We're not going to be able to read it anyway if it's in Krypton. Wouldn't that be funny? They did a whole thing in Krypton and Kryptonese, and would never. No explanations what it is at all.
And you just had to kind of like figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Like it would be interesting.
Yeah. It's very Silver Agey, and for 1979. Really...
Well, I mean, we're still working at the Silver Age continuity. It's pre-crisis.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the cars.
I know Jor-El has this weird car with a drill on the front.
Yeah, and it flies. It's
Yeah.
sort of. Yeah. So the Space Council, or the Science Council, which is kind of weird. They control everything. The Science Council puts people in, punishes people. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, but Krypton's a different planet. You know, it's different there.
Yeah.
So
Have what is it? Leader of the council, Sartol, or something, is a detective, and let's see. Driger Molium is leader of the council. And it says, why don't they say leader or council leader or something like that?
yeah,
It's
I
sort
think
of
they said Molium is like a member.
yeah.
And yeah, it's just I think Paul Kupperberg's a talented writer, but I mean, this terminology that they're adding, it's like, dude, it's really clunky.
Yeah. All right. So they're talking. They're thinking about the Phantom Zone. They have 3 villains.
Feora, Zod, and who's the other guy? Is it Cruel or?
It's Cruel, who the first stain on the name of L. So,
Yeah, of the House of El. Yeah.
Zod looks meh. Feora looks great. So,
Yeah. But that's Zod's classic look with the star symbol or that sun symbol on the kind of like to the right of his chest, and the kind of captain like pilot's cap.
Yeah,
Like
I just the way he's looking, maybe so. There's these chains around them, I guess signifying they're
in bondage in the
yeah.
Phantom Zone.
Mm-hmm. So, Jor-El sends out a monkey, and is it a Beppo?
Yeah, it's Beppo in a test rocket,
Mm-hmm.
and
Oh no, it's Crypto first, and then it's Beppo.
oh right, yeah, he sends out a couple of test rockets.
And there's a scroll. Is it a scroll or
Not a scroll. Scroll?
no scroll? Let's see.
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
Kroll spacecraft lands on Krypton.
Oh right, and in it,
He has engines and stuff like that he needs for
Yeah.
us. So he's followed by the Science Council, whatever the devil they're called, Moliums or whatever, and he knocks him out, the guy following him,
yeah,
but he doesn't kill him.
yeah,
The people in the Phantom Zone get together with their ESP and try to and force him to open, because he's got scarlet fever. In
yeah,
the
and
jungle.
they want to try to get him to open up the Phantom Zone, release them.
Yeah.
Which is so funny because if Jor-El had opened the Phantom Zone, they would have all perished on Krypton.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that is ironic.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah. Scarlet jungle fever. I had scarlet fever as a kid. It
Yeah.
really messed up my eyes.
Oh.
Made me almost blind, I guess.
Jeez.
So, my mom never told me. And I don't know what is. It's not like it's a STD. I was really kind of shocked.
I don't know, but you know there are stigmas about things, and I don't know.
Yeah. But Jor-El is about to let him out, and
Lara stops him.
yeah, and they're mad at her too, which is really
Yeah.
great. So,
Yeah.
but she flips them around. She does a good job.
Yeah. Turns off the Phantom Zone projector, and that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Now, while Jor-El is planning, he's doing the testing rockets, and then he sends another rocket with Beppo.
Mm-hmm.
He also meets this guy from the planet Daxam who comes to Krypton.
Right.
And Jor-El kind of sends him off quickly, sends with a message. It's Largand, who we know as Mon-El.
Oh yeah.
So with these, this is really good. They're making sure all of these little points are touched on,
Mm-hmm.
so that it'll match up with continuity.
Okay.
Um,
Not to spoil it, but Krypton does blow up.
yeah.
So, and Kal-El escapes, and they come back, and Superman is thinking about how he misses his parents.
Yeah.
This is kind of cool.
Yeah. So the next book we're going to talk about is, well, we got 3 issues of this series.
Mm-hmm.
But the first is Weird Worlds #1, and it's DC spun off some Edgar Rice Burroughs properties. They'd had success with Tarzan, or were currently, I should say, and they had begun stories of Pellucidar, at the Earth's core, and John Carter of Mars as backups in Korak and Son of Tarzan and in Tarzan. And then it's like, hey, let's give them their own book. And so they're co-features in Weird Worlds of Edgar Rice Burroughs. And so anyway, the lead feature in this first issue is called The Arena of Sudden Death, and it's about Pellucidar. Written by Len Wein, with art by Alan Weiss.
All right. I forgot his name already.
David Innes.
Yeah. He and Abner.
Yeah. Abner was portrayed by Peter Cushing in the movie at the Earth's core.
Yeah. They find themselves in the Earth's core because they got this mole machine.
Yeah.
And they find themselves attacked by blue men. And you get captured, and all of a sudden they get attacked by 8 men.
Yeah.
And apparently they broke some 8 law. Oh, man. So they're put in with all these other human beings. And of course, they can speak their language. I think in the books, I read Pellucidar, at least one of them. I think he has to learn their language. It takes a long time.
Yeah.
But you can do that in a book. 3 months have passed. So,
exactly.
And everyone's scantily clad, which is a Edgar Rice Burroughs thing, and God bless him. He meets a princess, of course.
Yeah, she's beautiful, of course.
And imperious. And this, who's this guy? This Hoja the Sly. He was really a scumbag, like Grima Wormtongue and Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this guy's a jerkwad.
Yeah, and it's kind of cool though. And he's after the princess, and he beats the crap out of them because they don't know how to use their fists.
David does.
Yeah, David does. The invention of a fist, isn't that kind of early on, I would think? It's
science fiction. You can make up anything.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just thinking that is there anybody that doesn't know how to use their fists? And any Aboriginal people doesn't know how to, because it's kind of,
I don't know.
You almost do that instinctively when you get mad, is to clench your fist.
Right. Things be different in Pellucidar. That's all I could say.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Well, it's under the ground, so in the Earth's core. So.
Yeah.
Oh.
So yeah. Anyway, David beats him up.
Yeah.
And by doing so, he has won the princess, but he doesn't know that.
Right. He makes a mistake when he fights that guy.
Yeah.
That he doesn't do this either frees her or grabs her. He does neither one, so it's an insult.
Yeah, but he doesn't know their customs, so...
Right. Which is kind of cool to have customs that are different, and he makes a mistake. And that would happen. So.
Yeah. So we're left on a cliffhanger there, but let's talk about John Carter of Mars, which I think is the feature in these books that's really the more interesting one. Than Pellucidar.
I like Pellucidar, because they have the crazy creatures and all that stuff.
Yeah. But anyway, the John Carter portion of this book is called Trial of Fear. And Marv Wolfman wrote this, and we've got beautiful art by Murphy Anderson.
Yeah, we have the origin story. He's a Confederate soldier and finds himself to Mars. And I can't remember how that happens.
It was like I saw the movie John Carter, and it explained it pretty well. There was like a mystical stuff or portal or something that was opened up through a key, and it transported him to Mars.
Yeah.
Barsoom.
And man, they really should have said John Carter of Mars. Just calling it John Carter was stupid.
Yeah, it wasn't a good plan, and it's too bad because it was a good movie, and it won't get sequels. Unfortunately.
Yeah, and people are not going, John Carter, it doesn't sound good. So,
yeah.
If they had made it 50 years ago, John Carter would have been more famous because people read those books more, but they don't read them as much now.
Yeah. So, anyways, we're a ways into the story with John Carter, and he's already made good with Dejah Thoris who's this beautiful babe, and she's a princess on Mars, of the humans on Mars.
Yeah.
And there's other races, including the four-armed Tharks, who are cool.
Yeah. Now, one of them only has 3 arms, and he's ticked off because he lost an arm fighting the princess's soldiers.
Oh.
And he's trying to kill them, and he gets killed instead by John Carter. And he meets Taurus Tarkus. Well, he meets him before, but
Yeah.
Taurus Tarkus, John Carter realized, doesn't mean him harm, and he kind of trying to look after him.
Taurus Tarkus is a very noble Thark, and he's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Great character.
Becomes a friend.
Yeah.
He's cool in the books, from what I remember. So.
Yeah.
And so there's another arena fight. That's one thing about Burroughs. There's almost every book there's an arena fight. I mean,
Sure.
And the gladiator stuff, kind of interesting. It's a good way to show the fighting skills, I guess. I think it's overdone in this and a lot of other things. But I don't know. Mixed martial arts is big now, so I guess it's not.
I think it's something that has an appeal over time. That's like, oh, you can always do an arena fight, or some challenge or contest of man-to-man combat, and people will eat it up.
Yeah.
So.
All right, but he uses his fists and kicks their butts, and so he's got a bunch of enemies here.
Yeah.
And he's got that dog from the movie, which is cool.
Yeah, it's an alien that is like a dog, but yeah.
He acts like a dog, but it doesn't.
It's like a lizard or something.
Yeah, 8-legged thing. Like
yeah.
3.
I thought it was really.
10, yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. We find out that there's a girl
Thark.
God, that's.
Who knows that Taurus Tarkus is her father, and nobody ever knows their parentage among the Tharks because they're hatched.
Yeah.
And so the fact that she knows that is like a terrible secret, I guess.
Yeah, but Sarkoja is a female Thark who's evil. So she overhears this.
Because the Thark who knows that Taurus Tarkus is her father is confiding this information to Dejah Thoris.
Yeah. So they're going to escape, and the Thark King wants to kill him.
Yeah.
Oh,
so just to add a little context of when this is coming out, it's
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's August of 1972, and there's a cool house ad for The Demon, which is one of Jack Kirby's cool creations at DC in the early 70s.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Yeah.
I've always liked the rhyming guy. Usually the rhymes are pretty good, too.
Yeah.
They're written in that Germanic script or something like that?
Yeah, if I remember correctly. It's been a while.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's talk about another issue of Weird Worlds. It's 3 issues later, so stuff has happened. But the John Carter section opens this book. It's called Thuvia. This is World.
He's okay. John Carter's captured again. He escapes and is fighting these lions. Well, no, he's fighting this girl with lions, and she thinks he is a Thurn, which are the people who captured him after he escaped from the plant people.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
So she controls the lion things, and what's up with the lion? Do they have forward front paws or something?
I think so. They're like lions, but they've got more limbs.
They look pretty cool. Tarkus is fighting one, and the girl comes and saves him.
Yeah.
And so they decide to escape. And so there's a bunch of them. They're going to be fed or something to the.
Oh, excuse me. I didn't give the credits for this. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
But Marv Wolpenroyd, Sal Amendola did pencils, and Joe Orlando of EC Comics fame is inking this. And so that's very nice. And he's an editor at DC also.
These are very pretty. Very nicely done. A lot of different characters, and the Tharks look very similar to each other.
Yeah.
So it's hard. I don't know what they could do. It's just sort of they have fangs and they're green and they got four arms. Differentiating is hard. I guess I usually know who's who in it.
Yeah.
So
Usually we don't see more than one or two Tharks at a time, which is helpful.
yeah, and they do a good job on that.
Yeah.
So they're going to escape, and what's her name? Deja Thoris is in the desert, walking around with her
Thark handmaiden or whatever,
Yeah.
and that dog thing, and they meet this guy with like a winged,
dragon tiger,
yeah,
something
and it's the last of its kind. And this guy is like golden looking. He's like Doc Savage with long hair.
Mm-hmm. And he's kind of like a god. And he goes into his hidden kingdom, and he shows them around. He asks the girl to stay, but she can't because
She loves John Carter.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So they escape they come to the city, and they're being attacked by the Black Pirates.
Yeah.
And I don't know, huge fight.
John Carter kills the crap out of a bunch of these guys.
Yeah. Taurus Tarkin does a good job too.
Taurus Tarkus.
Taurus Tarkus, excuse me. God, I'm having some trouble with these names. Yeah. And they take Thuvir, the lion girl, and to their craft, and they escape.
Okay.
And that's it.
That's kind of where we left off. So let's talk about the Pellucidar section here. This story is called Jubal the Ugly One. It's written by Denny O'Neil, with the really great art by Mike Kaluta.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay. There's the pterodactyl things. Mahars.
Yeah.
And man, they're drawn wonderfully. They're intelligent pterodactyls.
Yeah. At this time, I believe Mike Kaluta and Denny O'Neil were also working on the Shadow, their series that they had for a while at DC.
Okay.
Which I think only ran for like 11 or 12 issues. But anyway.
Okay, so David is there with a hairy friend he met. And then here comes, what's his name? Hooja the Sly, who's a scumbag.
Mm-hmm.
And they let him go along with them. So they kill these Mahars, and then they skin them and wear their skin, which I was kind of, whoa.
You wear the skin of pterodactyl men. Just let that sink in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And walk out past Sagoths, who are ape men.
Yeah.
And not too bright. But one of them does see their feet. And their feet doesn't look like pterodactyl feet. So they chase them. And it's a pretty good fight. And so so they escape though, because they kick ape butt. And they let's see. There's a group of them coming, so John Carter says, I will stay behind. And y'all go away, because he wants the old guy, Abner, to escape.
Mm-hmm.
The new caveman dude is going to be with him. John Carter's going to...
Not John Carter, David Ennis.
Oh, for crying. Well, it might as well be. It might as well be Lord Grayson. They're all the same. There's not a lick of difference in them.
Okay.
Not really. They're the same characters, and so all right. But David Ennis, you're right.
Sorry.
Yeah, you're okay. I'm having trouble with the names. There's a bunch of.
I'm trying to help you,
and you are. I appreciate it.
Okay.
All right. So a bunch of the hunting party finds them. David Ennis is he gets in a hidey hole so he can fight one at a time.
Yeah.
And about a dozen of the ape men attack him, and he does okay, but he knows he's about to die.
Yeah.
And then a big cave bear comes up.
And kills all the bad guys.
Yeah. Yay!
How convenient.
Indeed. So you see this pterodactyl Mahar attacking this girl, and he kills it with an arrow. It turns out to be...
It's his girlfriend that he'd made.
Diane, the beautiful.
Yeah. And then there's a super creep, Jubal the Ugly, who's showing up because she sort of belongs to him or something.
Because he messed up the first time he beat up somebody.
Yeah.
So don't mess up with the girls.
In Pellucidar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or anywhere.
Yeah. All right, so we've got one more issue to talk about for this episode. It's Weird Worlds number 6, and we open again with John Carter in Beneath the Omean Sea, written by Marv Wolfman, with pretty not too happening art by Sal Amendola. I just thought this was kind of crummy compared to what we've seen in previous issues.
Similar to life, but yeah, I'm not a fan of this type.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of the colors are pretty cool, though.
Yeah, but I mean that's not the artist, that's the colorist.
Yeah.
So, and they're not colorists aren't really credited so much at this time, so I don't know who would have colored it.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, some of it's pretty nifty, some of it's not.
So something with the Black Pirates are going on. They've captured the leader of the Black Pirates.
Yeah, and they're in a balloon, a regular balloon, and then they come up against the Black Pirate ship.
Yeah, which is an airship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so John Carter grabs the Pirate King, or whatever captain, and there's a big hook trying to go for the balloon.
Right.
He grabs the hook, and the balloon escapes.
Mm-hmm.
And so he gets on board. Now he's got to fight. And
do you remember when we looked at the Marvel John Carter stuff?
Yeah.
I think those were superior to this.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Although they were simpler, it seemed to me. Or they took their time getting somewhere. This is kind of zooming through or something.
Yeah, I think whatever approach Marvel took, and it was later, it was after these. This is the early 70s, and that was the late 70s. Whatever they did it right. They did it better. But
yeah. So he's fighting the pirates, and the balloon is crashing or something. But it's really cool. The splash page panel of the crash. I think it's just well done.
Yeah.
I was impressed.
So.
All right. So John Carter's buddies are okay. They're kind of damaged though.
Sure.
Let's see. John Carter's captured on the ship. He meets this other girl, Fedor, daughter of Matai Shang, father of all Therns. So it's a Thern girl.
Yeah. So it's whoever Deja Thoris's people are, the people from Helium. I think they're at war with the Therns.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's what I kind of gathered from this stuff.
Yeah.
So. And then these pirates were screwing stuff up for them too.
Yeah, and there's this pirate goddess queen, and the Thern princess sees her and is totally amazed, and we don't know what's going on.
Oh, it's Isis, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know so much about Isis. I don't know what
I have
it is.
no idea.
Maybe we'll find out someday. But then going over to the second part of this issue, the Pellucidar section, we have Return. So David Innes goes back to the surface of the Earth to get supplies for the folks in Pellucidar.
Yeah.
Because he's like kind of leading these people now.
Yeah, against the Sagoths.
Yeah.
And so he's going up.
He doesn't take Diane with him, which is dumb.
He does. Or he thinks he does.
Right.
Which is... So Abner's staying behind. He gets in there, and they bring in Diane, his girlfriend, and she's wrapped up in a cloak.
Uh-huh.
They start up into the surface, and it turns out that Diane is actually a pterodactyl in the skies. It's a Mahar.
Right.
Which is one of the most incredible, stupid things. How
could you think for a second like that? Because the Mahars are bigger than a human, and it's just you got a pterodactyl person under a cloak.
Yeah.
Didn't that seem conspicuous? But yeah, so somebody swapped Diane out for this Mahar, and so she got left behind, and David has to fight it.
I'm going to have to read the book now, see what happened. There's got to be a better reason than that. That's coming to... Hey, the Shadow.
Yeah, there's a house ad for the Shadow. Mm-hmm. I told you that was going on this time.
Yeah.
So anyway, So David makes it to the surface
and he buys guns and stuff. He did not kill the Mihar,
because they're intelligent.
right? And he gets somebody from a circus wants to have him
Have the Mahar and buy it from
but
him.
he says no, and that's
It's
kind of
intelligent,
cool.
and I'm not going to subject this creature to that. It is cool. It shows that he's a noble hero.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so
Abner comes back to Pellucidar.
David comes back to Pellucidar, finds Abner,
and he lets the Mahar go, and then Mahar is really happy that he's out of there.
Mm-hmm.
And Abner is in trouble, so David shoots the crap out of these guys chasing the Sagoths.
Yeah.
He gives Abner a gun, and I don't think Abner's used a gun or something.
Yeah.
So, and it's a pretty good fight. So something bad's happened on Pellucidar. The other people took over. That ugly guy or the sly guy got together and they told that David Ennis is not coming back, so there's been a revolution.
Yeah.
Abner's running away, so they trying to get back, and they go into the Arctic zone. Not sure why. They get attacked by a cave bear, and Abner gets missing until next issue. So we don't know.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. I enjoyed them.
Yeah, I would like to read like the full run of these series because
I'd like to read the whole book.
Yeah,
I've read one of each. They're okay. They're fun. They are juvenile, and the problem with this is where it all started. Everybody's ripped off Edgar Rice Burroughs.
Yeah,
and it's probably Tolkien who ripped them off. It's everybody did this, so you've read this before in an adulterated state. It's kind of not fair to Burroughs that you cannot read it with a blank slate.
Yeah.
Unless you're 8 years old or something like that, and probably not even then. I wish I could take a pill that would erase everything I knew about anything so I could read it clean, but that will not happen.
Yeah.
And it's not fair, so it seems old and blah, and I've read it before, but this is the first time. And
yeah.
So I enjoyed it. It was pretty cool. I like those type of things. I like the ideas of people going to a strange world and kicking butt.
Yeah.
Yeah, and who wouldn't like to do that?
Yeah, that would be fun.
Okay. Until next week, see you in the funny pages.